Welcome into the SJSU broadcast. I am It's Not a Hawk, joined by
Thank you very much for get pretty quickly into the action today. Um, know we have currently Utah State University, I believe. Currently on are we banned Cassidy and Utah University banned. Now we'll have Nova on tank, who's very good at Doom at all as well. So we do have a lot of other options there, but I do know Diva has had a fairly big meta as of recent.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen him play Diva though, if I'm recalling right. We have missed a lot of the games, but
If I remember correctly, I've heard him is tank. So I would not be surprised if we not see him on the Diva today. Have everybody back. Apollo at DPS and or Apollo and Kemper, I believe. Yes. We're going to Legion Tower first, so very excited to see what we've been cooking up since the last.
Initiating match.
3 points here, 2 to win it in this best of 5 match. So it'll be 3 maps to secure the W for either San Jose State or Utah State. It all starts here.
It does all start here. Looks like my mic was not plugged in all the way. We are back now. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen here with this first map. Composition-wise, Doomfist, Kiriko. I believe this won't be fully locked in, but Hog versus Doomfist. Interesting choice from Utah State to go with the Hog here if they do stick it. Especially not having a Kiriko or the Ana.
Yeah, we should see as we get into it here. You'll have to excuse some of the production issues. We are running a very tight ship today.
Yeah, we're running
a little scuffed.
Yeah, the shop's a little empty today, but interesting to see the Hog without either of those. AC already grabs a kill on a Zoom. Doomfist going and diving the backline already. This is already looking for a dominant fight win on this first point from this SJSU roster.
Big hook, though. AC out of the composition now. Gonna have to respawn. Timing looking like the objective capture starting for SJSU. Actually, they've held this off well. Those first initial picks.
Yeah, it has been a good hold by this SJSU roster so far. Good shots from Zoom. Unfortunately, not enough to take down Apollo on that Echo. Grabbing point still is the SJSU roster. They're kind of denying everybody from point. No boop from Pika Pepper. Overextends. Apollo gets one onto Warrior, but Cats grabs one onto Nova, and the fight is all but sealed at this point.
Still, AC gonna try and contest. Launching in, managing the first one. That's Apollo with Beam. Big trades back with 2. So it'll be USU's advantage here, but they haven't captured the point quite yet. There it is. It'll be 35% for SJSU. Not an insignificant start.
Not at all an insignificant start. Ult economy wise, it's fairly even. Looks like Hog may be the first one to get their ult here, or the Utah State University's Wuyang. Doomfist already going in, trying to greed for something. TMO4 does get taken out.
That's building up to that ultimate. Maybe Kevin gets it first, actually. Nova, 99, does get it off just in time to survive. Here's the drop down onto Wuyang.
Wuyang
doesn't happen.
Wuyang will get killed here. Doomfist alone gets taken down by that shotgun from the Hog. And 41% for Utah State University with a huge ult advantage as well, having both support ults up and the whole Hog also coming up on the aimbot. SJSU only really has that living weapon, which they are going to pop right now. It's going to be a lot of damage done. Nova goes in. They try to take down the Alari ult with the living weapon, but unfortunately that's not going to happen. Does get taken out, but it looks like the rest of the team is going to fall instead of AC.
It's just AC at this point. Pika Pepper as well. Apollo really low. He'll fall first. They're contesting this point, but the charge is just building up for USU. 78% now. The capture started for SJSU. It's kind of a mountain, and USU still have held on to 3 of their ultimates.
Yeah, USU does have quite a bit of ultimates to work with. One thing I do want to point out, the Sunder on Vendetta's ult is particularly useful here, as it does go through any damage reduction. So Nover, using that block, will still take the entire damage of that Vendetta ult, which is something very scary. Now,
Heat comes out for SJSU. Pika Pepper gonna get the first kill onto Zoom. Apollo dashing around. There you go. Finally finding one onto New Mako. Excuse me. Gets another one onto Big. Both supports gone. So it should be a lot of percentage that SJSU can build back up to here.
yeah, USU's holding on to all of their ults, waiting for the opportune moment to use them. And this fight is going to likely be the last time they have if they lose. So use it or lose it at this point in the game. But Wu Young already goes down. Doomfist going in. AC has the grenade blowing up, not quite getting a pick, but this fight is looking already in SJSU's favor.
Although just able to clear everything out there. Meanwhile, the point got flipped. But they should just have the man advantage here to take this back over. Whole hog now trying to push people back out. Time bomb on the Zoom, and it is good. 5-player kill streak before going down.
Vendetta does have quite a bit of sustain, could maybe stick on this point long enough to make something happen. That will be the nano onto the Doomfist. Doomfist missing every ability.
Gotta be careful not to C9 here. 99% for USU. SJSU need this fight, and they need it bad. It's a Doom 1v1. Dover trains for these. He gets the knock up into the wall. It's unfortunate that he dies, but hopefully the rest of the team has his back. Lari ultimate just staying alive for as long as USU needs. Point is flipped. They have time to touch.
They may get a touch with the Echo here, but it's going to be close. Echo doesn't manage to touch the point, and that will be SJSU taking Garden as the first map of the first point of the series.
Oh. Well, pretty evenly matched start, you know, which is not too common for what we've seen out of these SJSU rosters. So this should be an interesting game that we have in our hands here.
It should be a very interesting game on our hands here. I mean, again, USU is going to stick with this comp. Ilari has been a very, very good pick, allowing you to do a lot of damage, but I feel like with this hog comp, something else might be better, and I do like that Lucio coming out. SJSU also swapping off. They do have the Symmetra, which will be swapped back to Tracer, but having that Sojourn will be huge here because you can just keep throwing bullets into that hog, charging that secondary fire.
Nice pick out of Over. Gets pulled in, though, and he's going to be traded out 1 for 1, but the tank going down is brutal. AC on his last legs, managing to land these lasers is big.
Yeah, I mean, this is
unlocking now.
This is a great backline dive. Even though the tank was gone, they were able to avoid where the Roadhog was going and start their own push. Vendetta trying to do any damage onto the Sojourn here, but not going to get it. Point still not capped. Nova goes down yet again. Now, Hog is 1 HP. Hog falls. The point will be capped by USU now.
How long do they hold it, though? Kevin's back here. Switch to the Orisa.
Yeah, we do have the Orisa, which will be a very good pick here. AC grabs 2, and that will be the point win for SJSU here.
USU didn't even manage to get the cap all the way down. So now you're going to see these players push forward, try and claim a lot of this space. Apollo playing a risky game there, dodging the hook, just barely so.
Yeah, 97% for the on that pulse bomb. That can be a very impactful ultimate in the next fight, especially because Zoom will not have pulse by the next fight. Now, an interesting play here. The USU team is kind of spreading out, trying to divide and conquer, and it's working fairly well so far, getting AC down to low HP, but Pika Pepper manages to knock Mako off the map, and Warrior gets killed by Apollo.
That's big. AC has 100% here on this beam, ready to fire it off at anybody in his path. Not finding any targets just yet, and you see the decay now as they start to back away towards the point.
Tracer going in, looking for a pulse bomb, body blocking the Hog, going to get a pulse, unfortunately not going to stick, not going to get any kills there, although a little damage was done to the USU roster. Nover playing this very safely here, not liking the fact that Hog could hook you from any moment. Right click does get used. Sphere is already used. Warrior, 1 HP, goes down to Apollo. This will be a great first pick. AC pops the Sojourn ult. The overclock grabs one, and that should be the fight over already.
75% now. It's Cats is the only one left here. Gonna get pushed off of the map, trying to grab one on their way down, but it won't happen. And so SJSU, that should be the game for them.
Yeah, should be map 1. 90%. You don't really have anybody fast enough to touch, especially with the pick on a Warrior there. Sojourn gone. Whole Hog popped in desperation to stay alive, but it looks like AC is going to finish that off. One did manage to make it to point. Ilaria and Lucio, the two supports.
A little bit of a C9, potentially. They should be able to just flip it back quickly. It does give some of these players chances, opportunities to start an overtime loop. Here's the first one. There is a touch.
Doomfist on the point, but not for long. This is just going to be too much damage for Doomfist to be able to sustain.
And it goes away in front of their faces. That is going to be map 1, going over to SJSU.
I mean, that was a very dominant map 1 by the SJSU roster. I think USU had some great ideas in there, had some good pushes, good stuff going on, but unfortunately for that USU roster, SJSU was just able to shut down their threats very effectively. I feel like USU was trying to save their ults for the perfect time to use them, instead of kind of letting those ults kind of cycle through and using them in maybe slightly less opportune moments, but still good moments to use those ults nonetheless.
Yeah. Well, we should be heading into map 2 soon, I suppose.
Yep.
We will see what the bans are for this map 2 as well. It is a fearless ban, so you can't ban the same champ twice.
No, can't ban the same hero twice. We're not in League of Legends. But yes, you are not able to ban the same hero twice. So Diva and Cassidy are both back on the table for the rest of these 4 remainder maps. Now, what will be taken off the field will be a different strategic decision, especially after USU manages to pick their map, or after USU picks their map and chooses where they want to go.
Yeah. Quite sure what that second map is going to be, but what would you like to see in terms of team composition for USU going forward? Obviously, it's going to be map dependent, but
yes,
what is working, what isn't working in a more general sense?
I mean, I think the Hog, I think they're running a very aggressive comp. I think like Hog, Lucio, Iari is like already pretty much as aggressive as you can be in terms of just like tank and supports, right? Like you're going fast. You're not maybe not healing the most, but you're making sure that Hog can sustain himself so the supports are able to kind of do more damage and get a little bit more done outside of their general duties. But I do believe that having something like a Kiriko, having something like an Ana in there in order to help sustain more. Now, granted, I wouldn't like Ana in this matchup. I think Ana would be an incredibly difficult pick to play in this matchup, especially with how coordinated the SJSU dives have been, especially playing against Doomfist, Tracer, Sojourn. I mean, even the Emre, those are all kind of difficult picks to play into as an Ana, kind of sitting duck there. So I do think something maybe to help the Hog out, like a Curie, would be great. I think something that could maybe sustain the team a little bit more, or maybe reposition the team better. Something that kind of changes the dynamic of how they're playing. Because right now, it's a bit one-dimensional and it's a bit kind of uncoordinated.
Yeah. And do have word on what the delay is. The players don't know what the map pool is, which... fair, I don't either.
Oh, so. I don't even know what the next map type is, but I do believe I saw an Ana ban in the chat. I'm not 100% sure. The screen's a little far away, and obviously my eyes are not the best.
Yeah, we've been cursed.
Yeah, we were cursed. We do look different now.
We never looked that alike.
Hey, that's what you think, man. When everybody's saying it, you got to accept it at some point.
Deny, deny, deny.
But yeah, it looks like we're gonna be going to Numbani next map. I honestly didn't know Numbani was in the pool. I feel like I never see it happen very much. This map generally does feel like a very snowballing map for the attackers, in my opinion. I feel like you either kind of get held at first point or go all the way to the end. Maybe not all the way to the end, but to the last corner on third point minimum. I feel like it ends up being a very polarizing map in that kind of sense, especially because that first point, little difficult to attack. And that third point, especially with those spawns, but more importantly, with the amount of cover you can play in, with the amount of different positions you can play.
And Vendetta.
Yeah, Vendetta ban, got you. It does make it difficult to play. I do like the Vendetta ban from SJSU. I do think the Vendetta was being a little bit of a thorn in the side, especially because as Doomfist, you do have to play a lot more careful when there is a Vendetta up, because, again, like I mentioned earlier, that Sunder effect is very scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it just Vendetta has also been a thorn in the side of SJSU before. Just very, very strong pick overall. And it makes it hard for Nova to play what he is very much comfortable playing.
Yes, it does make it difficult. Now, the interesting thing is the Ana ban from Utah. I do believe that they are going to stick the Hog then, but my question is that with that Ana ban, we didn't see the Ana come out on map 1. What is the difference here that makes Utah believe that banning Ana on this map specifically is more beneficial to them than maybe doing it last map?
Yeah, I don't know for sure. I don't think Ana particularly excels on this map. I mean, I guess there's some, long angles that you could do scoped in.
Yeah, but as long as you're playing something that you can dive with, it's still difficult to play, especially if you're coordinating those dives on her. One sleep dart is not enough to get as much done as needed to stay alive, right?
Yeah.
Now, interesting thing comp-wise, we are seeing Lucio Bap come out from that SJSU roster, I believe. And I do believe we are seeing Wuyang Iyari again from that Utah State roster. Now, Lucio Bap is going to be a very brawly composition, especially with that hazard. They're going to be looking to send Nover in, have Nover take a lot of damage, and then kind of either get out or just kind of kill everybody, right? Especially with that Bap having that immortality field, such an important ability. Utah University, I don't know what this ball is going to be able to do, because I think that SJSU is just kind of going to be able to ignore it and get everything else done. Their supports are fairly mobile apart from the Bap, and their DPS are definitely not going to want to deal with the ball, especially with the secondary. I'm forgetting what the Heat Blaster from Emre. Emre can stay alive basically forever.
It does make you worry a bit as well about the squishies for USU. How defenseless are they going to be? The Tracer 1v1. Well, it's going both ways. Apollo having to use the recall there as he goes low. Trades go 1-for-1 before the SJSU bloodbath. Well, I guess the USU bloodbath, rather.
The USU bloodbath happens. SJSU's roster is very, very defensively oriented here. And especially swapping to that Kiriko, like I was saying, now as a dive team, what can you really do? You do have that Hog now, which is a little bit of a better option in terms of not necessarily dive, but in terms of grabbing a pick. But the question here is that, like, oh,
in the wall, going low, and there's the kill. Apollo with that punch. AC gets one of his own. Nova as well onto Zoom.
I mean, this push again is kind of all but decided. AC grabbing another kill with the grenades. I mean, this point is just a very difficult point to break, especially without ults. And it looks like USU is charging incredibly slowly. 59% to a pulse bomb at a minute 30 is a little bit worrying, because it means that the Tracer isn't really able to do a lot. Same thing with the support ults. Only 60% to the Ayari ult. Same kind of question there, right?
Yeah. And you're seeing here, it looks like SJSU just has every potential in cover. you know, they're able to move around so freely, and every single choke point that USU is trying to push out of poke at, they're there, and they're defending it hard. AC gets one with the blaster, looking for more damage. There's the ultimate down.
Yeah, living
Heavy
weapon
round
coming
doesn't
down.
come through, misses most of the damage, but does manage to secure the kill. Pulse bomb as well came out for Apollo. He gets a kill.
I mean, that's going to be another push shutdown. SJSU still has 3 ults that they either have or are coming up on. USU getting much closer to all their ults, but again, only a minute 25 left, and something like this Hazard ultimate will just end a push instantly. There's not really much you can do against it, especially with no shields.
And look at this, climbing back up, unexpected, as Katz is stuck behind the wall. Gets the kill onto the support, and now this Roadhog is a bit of a sitting duck. Gets the breather off. Let's push back.
Now the entire team of SJSU is gone, except for Nover and the Tracer here, and Tracer in a bit of a bind. The team is coming back, trying to make something happen, but they're going to be a little slow. Nover might be able to touch here after the Tracer touch, but unfortunately for the SJSU team, the Hog will pull Nover off the point and not allow him to do anything there.
Two there. AC trades it back. The 2-for-1 isn't what you need right now.
Yeah, 2-for-1 is unfortunately a little too late. Now, like I was saying earlier, that first point, once it's broken, the second point is fairly easy to crack. Apollo already going down, and I think USU maybe sitting on their ults a little too long again, as they have 4. And as if they could cycle them from here on out, I think they could sustain a very large advantage, but we'll see what they do with them here.
Maybe we'll see something with the whole Hog here. No, that's... No, there we go. Whole Hog popped in response to the Kiriko ultimate, trying to push everybody out of this zone, deny them the buffs.
Kitsune Rush not doing anything there. Now we do see the Wu Yang ult along with the blade that is going to do quite a bit of damage, but the Genji is actually not going to get anything here. TMO4 gets taken down by the Ayari, and that will be another fight win for Utah State.
AC says it's not quite over yet, though. Focusing down this Roadhog. There's the Death Blossom. 4 kills for AC! Looking for a 5th, and now... Oh, I was 3 kills. I screwed up.
I didn't want to be the one to break it to you. I was thinking it, but I was like, I'll let it go. But yeah, AC with a great Death Blossom there in order to stall that fight, and USU committed quite a lot of resources to that. You do now only have 50% on the Hog ult, and the rest of your ults you're kind of down for. Now, the Ayari ult is definitely a big option and can get a lot done, but this SJSU roster is going to be really difficult to hit with an ult that's that slow moving.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to kind of hope for a Pulse Bomb to land on a real squishy target. Nover getting bailed out there. Not bailed out enough. There's the Alari ult that we talked about. 3 kills after the, the first shot. 2 kills with the ult. But it's 3 for Big, who's had a big impact on this game so far.
Yes, yeah, that's been a huge impact. Tracer being a little bit cheeky in the backline, not going to be able to find anything. If we get that second point tapped, third point, 220 to work with. This is going to be a very, very difficult push for Utah State. Now, Nover does have the Hazard ult to work with, does have quite a bit of resources to work with behind him as well, so might be able to get something done here.
There it is, locking these players down. He's going to get that kill onto Big. Won't find more. Just pushes them off for now.
Yeah, just pushes them off, but that'll be a good little bit of time wasted. We're already at 45 seconds down from when they first capped, and they still haven't gotten out from under the bridge. I do like this swap from AC going to the Cassidy from the Tracer in order to kind of get some more damage done from behind, but more importantly, protect the squishies. A little cheeky pick looking for from the Hog, but that's going to be the Kitsune Rush, allowing SJSU to play
isolated
super
from the team
aggressively.
now. SJSU is able to push up off of this, get a kill onto Big. Can they get anything else?
Don't believe they'll be able to get anything else here, but that by itself will stall.
Cats goes low though. Critical up on top, has the breather. And out. They really want to get this kill. Trying to focus it down. It won't happen. AC drops to near nothing. We're falling back.
Great play from AC there, knowing the exact knife's edge that he can play. And I mean, right here, this is really where dreams are made or shattered, right? This is where if you can get around this next corner, that's going to be huge for Utah State University. That's going to be the Tide called in order to try to do something. AC managing to get the pick onto the Tracer, already starting a great hold.
This is gonna have to be it. 30 seconds left. 50 meters to go for USU. They're pushed off of it for now. Gonna have to try and find their way back, try and touch. It's coming down to this again. And AC has Deadeye available.
Deadeye, honestly, at this point in the game against this comp, Deadeye is a great reload tool. You're able to reload all of your bullets, but you're also able to reload that right click now. Now, what I'm interested to see is how is USU going to touch, because I do not believe the Hog gets there. Oh, no, he does. Now, that Hog is going to take quite a bit of damage.
For it here. You have to punish that. Cats doesn't die.
Yeah, that's going to be the Ayari ult coming out as well. Great hazard ult in order to take them off the cart. Cats does gap one onto Apollo. Dragonblade does come out. Dragonblade going for the backline. AC does manage to get the pick on the Zoom. Nover goes down to Big, and now we are seeing them get around the corner. You do have to play very far away from this Hog, especially with a Tracer coming out. You do have the grenade to try to allow Tracer to get killed here.
Nover's just not here yet. Switching onto the Mauga now. Try and defend this last point. Meters left. Kiriko ult comes through for SJSU. Will it be enough to find any picks, though? No. Warrior on the one to find one with his pulse bomb. The whole Hog out of Cats as well. Trying to push Nova off of this just so they can get the point. And is theirs.
Apollo
USU, after a little bit of struggle, will find it.
No, they will not
they
yet,
won't.
especially because you do have that Suzu coming out, but USU does manage to take the point at this point. At this time.
At this point in time.
At this point in time, 0 seconds left, which is huge for this SJSU roster, because if they do go to overtime, that does mean the worst that can happen to that SJSU team is a, I mean, I guess you could lose, but even if they cap the point, the worst that can happen is a draw.
Yeah. And we'll see what SJSU wants to do different for attack. Potentially the comp going to change a little bit. We'll see if AC wants to stick with that Cassidy or go back to, I don't know, the Sojourn. Apollo, I think, probably will want to stay off of that Tracer that he was on in the beginning.
Yep, I do think the Cassidy is a good pick here. I think the Cassidy was doing a lot of work in terms of making sure their backline was safe. Now, into something like this, it'll get a lot less value just because the Genji at the end of the day will be kind of the only thing diving that backline. Emre does have a good amount of mid-range damage, so it is a bit of an even fight at a mid-range, but once you start getting a little farther than that Emre definitely starts falling off. I mean, into the Hog again, you don't really have an anti-heal in Ana, and the Junker Queen isn't going to be a fun pick to play there, but I do like this comp. I do like the Mauga switch. Mauga does get a lot of value from just shooting into Hog.
Yeah.
And it does look like we're going to see the Emre again from AC.
And I mean, SJSU really struggled to kill that Hog last time. So I do like the Mauga a lot. Just try and build up the burn, you know, turn your brain off and just shoot into the big target.
Yeah, I mean, Nova already on low HP, but it's not going to matter. The self-sustain that Mauga has is insane. Mako already going down, diving the back line. And the supports are already distracted and low. Zoom does manage to get a pick onto AC at this moment in time, but it's even numbers for both teams at the moment.
Trying to see, there is another kill for SJSU. Paulo gets out in time. He's gonna start this capture, but right now he's a little unsupported. Here we go with Nova. Should have this one in the bag.
Yeah, Nova is just such a large force on the point. And also just in general, Nova creates so much pressure by himself. Hog doesn't manage to touch the point and is now going to die without being able to get any impact whatsoever.
Apollo already at 93% for that pulse bomb. I think we might see a play out of him to try and dive onto somebody without the tank here just yet.
Warrior
Cat
goes
switches
down.
over to the Orisa.
Yeah, Warrior goes down to AC already. I mean, AC is having a great impact on this game already. Just being able to play the Echo does mean you are forced to stick on, at minimum, a hit scan, but more specifically the M-Ray here.
2 ults now online. The Kitsune Rush going up for TMO4. And there it is. Kitsune guiding over into their backline. He tries to secure a kill. There is one.
Oh, that's a cancel on the Wu Yang ult as well. Wu Yang doesn't get their ult off. This is a huge, huge fight for this SJSU roster. The Orisa, the Fortify doesn't actually stop the fire, and so Nover is able to just kind of stay alive for a very long time there, but not long enough to get the point push.
SJSU have gotten here a lot faster though, so they're still definitely in the advantage. 4 minutes left before they get that time bonus from the checkpoint.
Warrior will be coming up on that Living Weapon, and Living Weapon is a very dangerous ult. Now, AC, with that copy, will have the duplication, will be able to make something happen here. Very, very powerful ult, especially if you can copy somebody like that Wu Yang, like that Ayari, and just get a fight win with a great ultimate.
I'm wondering when you're going to see it. Actually, the Orisa gets copied. Trying to stay alive a little bit longer in this big brawl. Warrior pops that Living Weapon. The beat in response, gonna deny any kills out of it. Auga pops his ult. And Apollo will get 2 there. Pika Pepper finding one onto Zoom as well. AC with the beam cleans up onto Warrior. It's just big left. He'll find one, but it won't be enough. TMO4 cleans that one up for a team wipe.
Yes, I believe TMO4's name is Kemper, by the way. Not 100% certain on that, but I just vaguely remember somebody saying that. What is TMO4 again? Anyway, I'm forgetting. It's not Cut.
Cut kind of sounds.
No, that's an HM. What's TMO4? Calm Mind. That's Aura. That's Aura. TMO4. Oh, and we're gonna get a pause. Well, TMO4. We can, I guess we can talk about TMO4 now. That is an Aura name. Calm Mind. That's Aura.
Yeah. I don't know what the pause is for. I also don't know if we have chat available on our end to see what players are talking about. But
I believe that was not an SJSU pause. I believe that was a Utah pause.
yeah, I wouldn't think SJSU's dying to pause here. You want to push that momentum forward.
I mean, it could always be a disconnect or something, but yeah, I agree. I as a in this situation, oh, it looks like we're going straight back into it.
Okay.
May have been an accidental pause. But going straight back into it, SJSU still has a lot of momentum going their way, and Nover having just having this such a frontline presence is pushing them forward. AC grabs one onto their support. The sunspots are going to come and try to hit somebody here, but Pika Pepper takes down Zoom.
Ooh, Warrior tries to get onto Nover, and he won't find quite enough damage, but Nover does go low eventually. Apollo trades it back onto Cats. Both tanks out of the equation. Apollo gets another one onto Big this time, and they're escorting this payload so fast forward. 3 pushing it. The Kitsune rush as well just to try and secure this. They would love these 3 extra minutes.
Yeah, these 3 extra minutes mean everything here. SJSU getting pick after pick. It looks like the dominoes are falling along with USU's hopes of winning this map, because at worst, SJSU can only draw now. USU does not get an opportunity to push the point here, and SJSU has 3 minutes and 13 seconds in order to push this first point, which fell fairly quickly last round. I believe it was a 2-minute hold from USU, which is nothing to scoff at, but when there's 3 minutes and 13 seconds on the map and you only need 1 tick, it's a little too short of a time to hold for.
Yeah, and I mean, 3 minutes is enough to, if you want to play it cheesy, you can just build up 5 ults. Wait until you have that. Not a great strategy, I'll admit, but they have that flexibility, which is going to be massive in this situation.
Yeah, they have a great flexibility here. That will be another pause. I believe 2 of the USU players disconnected. Gulp. And it looks like, again, we're going to be going to another pause. Let's see what this is for. SJSU is all good. Change
And we're going back.
We're going straight back into it. All right. I don't know what these pauses are for.
And we're paused again.
Zoom might be gone. There's a chance Zoom might be. Oh, no, he's good
now.
All
Okay.
right. So we're actually back. We're
Going
back.
back into it.
We're
There
so
you go.
back. Bit of a fun little back and forth there from the USU team. We need to pause. Oh, no. We don't need to pause. Wait, we need to pause here. No, we're... Hold up. We need to pause.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah.
That many back to back. But hopefully it's all figured out for the rest of this map at the very least. And maybe the PC issues can be figured out in between now and the next one.
Yeah, USU an interesting comp here. I do like the Zenyatta pickup for specifically the Malga, but I don't know how good it'll be when SJSU sees it and might swap over to something like the Doomfist. Because not having that Hog, not having options to take them off of you, kind of means that it's a lot harder to play the game as a Zenyatta, as a Baptiste in this scenario.
Yeah.
They're going right side. They're playing this.
They are. Cats bounce back into... I don't know, he'll get away.
Does manage to almost knock TMO4 off the map, but here, I mean...
Cats is causing trouble. That sets up Warrior for those nade kills. Big gets one as well.
That's 400 HP and a dream is going to try to go in.
The stairway, look at it. It's such a perfect opportunity to spin around and just be a bother.
Yep.
Warrior gets another kill off of this. Cat's, though, stuck in between a Malga and a hard place.
Yeah, Cat's being stuck between Nover and that wall is going to be huge, and they're going to try to... No, they're not going to try to take off spawns here. They are going to try to get any picks that they can. Warrior stuck in the health pack room. Not the ideal place for a character as mobile as Echo to be. And Nuclear Mako and Big are stuck on the high ground. Mako forced to use the shift, that healing pulse, to try to keep himself alive. That's going to be the Immortal out. Apollo grabs one. Apollo grabs two.
Threaded, though. Dang. Apollo's still with those two. It should be enough for SJSU to get this. Contest comes out of Cats, drops the minefield. Just barely, they don't have it. Cats will eventually fall, so it should be the point now. Just a matter of time before these players are cleared out. And it'll go up 2-0 in SJSU's favor.
SJSU going up 2-0. I mean, that's huge. That's really big. Good for momentum. Good for just the...
What is this shot? Just the trash bin?
I'm not sure. Big did get 2 play of the game, so that's pretty big for Big.
Yeah. It just felt like the game was kind of dissing him. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, bro's trash. I mean, those sunspots deal so much damage. It's kind of ridiculous. I mean, map 3, I do believe the next map is, I believe it's the Flashpoint. I'm not.
No, Flashpoint sounds right. Yeah.
I believe it's Flashpoint. It's either Flashpoint or, we did Koth already.
Yeah,
we did.
It would be push or...
Yeah, push or Flashpoint.
Yeah.
And I believe that Flashpoint is next, but I'm not 100% sure. But again, I mean, like, it seems like that Hog isn't working for them. It seems like these comps that Utah is pulling out is not necessarily the comps that are working in favor of what Utah wants to do. I think Utah is ending up in a bit of like rough situations because they're kind of trying to play 2 identities sometimes. Like that last one, you need self-sustaining characters on your team when you're playing with a ball, as the ball's not there to soak damage. But when you have characters like Zen, Bap, and Cass on a team with a ball, it's a little difficult because none of those characters really have any or the greatest self-sustain. I think the only one is the BAP healing pulse. That does allow for a little bit of healing on the BAP, but not quite that much. I mean, you do have the Echo, who's very mobile and can get around and play in and out of cover very easily, but apart from that, it's a bit difficult. Now, it does look like Push is the next map type.
Oh, well, no, actually, this one's Escort. Push
Or
would be the
Escort,
robot,
yes.
so this will just be a cart on Shambhalai Monastery.
Yeah, Shambali is a very interesting map.
Oh, this Shambhala. Gosh, I'm such a bot.
It's a very interesting map. It's kind of set on these mountains, so there's a lot of high ground to play, and it makes it difficult for the attacking teams to get stuff going. I do believe I saw a Lucio ban out from SJSU. Not 100% sure what the other ban is. If you get confirmation, that would be great. But I'm excited to see what ends up happening.
I am curious.
The Lari ban.
Okay, so I guess the Lucio ban out of USU then.
Yes.
Which
Wait, what? What was the Gerardo? Real quick, what were both of the bans?
Ilari Lucio.
Was it Lou?
Yeah.
Scroll down. Oh, Orisa.
Oh, okay.
It is an Orisa ban, actually. I misread it from over here, but the horse being banned is fair. The horse is a menacing character.
Yeah. See, looks like the hog again this time for Cats. He's gonna start on that. Nova picking up the Sigma for this defensive half.
I mean, Sigma is such a good, just hard counter to Hog. Having that small shield does allow for a lot, but also just having the ability, the accretion, in order to stun Hog out of doing things, and also the self-sustain of the
grasps.
Thank you. The grasp is such a huge boon to being able to tank shotgun shots and turn those into shield.
Yeah.
Now I'm excited. We have the cat out. The jetpack cat is out and is gonna be taking people places. Venture as well. USU with an interesting comp. The Hog is behind. We swapped off the cat as well to BAP, so we're not gonna know Hog taking so much damage already here with no support. Actually, this may have been a huge mistake from Utah.
Not going their way. Haven't been able to find an in just yet. Over. Gotta be a little bit careful against that Zenyatta. Against Zenyatta, you could get burst down fast, but luckily you've got AC to back you up. Getting that kill onto Mako.
Yeah, and Hog is getting so much damage on him. Just like I was saying, the accretion stunning him out of doing anything for a minute, putting him to 1 HP. Paulo, very low at the moment, but I mean, it's Tracer, and you'll either do a health pack or you'll get healed by your team at some point.
This shield is just doing its job. SJSU going to have to back up a little bit.
Oh, out of ammo. The Hog was actually out of ammo there, I believe.
Very fortunate for Nova there.
Yeah, Zoom does grab a pick out of Apollo, but that grenade's going to do so much damage. And I mean, the Hog in the backline is annoying, but I don't know if it's actually doing much. TMO4 grabbing Warrior. That's going to be the living weapon.
Big shot down. 3 kills for AC with that ult.
4.
No.
They got me. They got me. Hey, what can I say? Hey. You paid attention better than me this time.
Oh, we're all human, and it's really not the best way of presenting things. Cats is just solo focused on Apollo here. Apollo has so many ways to not die to this.
Yeah, I mean,
it
Apollo
just feels so single-minded. Cats has left his team alone.
Yeah, Cats has left his team alone, and that is incredibly unfortunate. Especially when it's your Hog. Your whole job is to soak damage, and you know, Ash can't really soak damage. Venture has a little bit of health, but nothing crazy. But Zenyatta, especially, like I'm saying, Zenyatta's trance is forced out. And this is what I was saying about that gun. You can just live forever with that gun up.
Mortality fields both come out. Cats actually does manage to find that one on the Pika Pepper eventually. AC struggling to stay alive here. Warrior comes through with that drill.
And finally, after 3 minutes, we make it past the first point, and Hog reunites with the 4 other members of his team.
Yeah, it's just such an interesting choice because you have so little movement on Hog. So, oh, TMO4 gets saved by the geometry there, caught on a ledge.
Oh my god, that is... I was expecting a death there, but we do manage to keep it alive. Now, that's a lot of ultimates. We come out, that's Nano Boost used. The Gravitic Flux gets used. Does get a lot of damage onto the Hog. We also see the window come out from both teams.
These Baptistes really are in a mirror matchup. Nova getting one onto Big. Cats is a little bit isolated here. Has the breather to try and stay alive a little bit longer, but surrounded by all of SJSU, you won't last long.
Yeah, that heat gun is insane, by the way. You can just, especially
20 seconds left here, by the way.
Huh?
20 seconds left here.
Yeah.
Somebody's got a touch, and they're a little bit far away. If SJSU can hold this back, it'll be their point.
Oh,
it'll be
great
their
shield.
turn without even a point captured.
Yeah, that was a great shield by Nova there. The living weapon coming out, going to be doing a lot of damage to everybody. 1 second left. There is somebody on the point. You're going to get taken out by Apollo. Another player on the point. That's going to be the Venture. Using the Venture ult takes out TM04. But SJSU still has quite a few members of their team alive. That's going to be the Suzu rush, or the Kitsune rush. And for SJSU to try to take it, we do see Apollo grab 2.
Apollo gets 2, AC gets 1. It's just Cats left here, popping the whole Hog, but he'll fall eventually to Apollo's fists. And round 1 is complete without a point captured.
Yeah, I mean, this map is also just a very defensively favored map regardless, especially on that first point. You have so much room to work with, but I do not think getting cute with the Jetpack Cat there was worth it for USU, as you kind of see them struggle a ton with moving forward for most of that point. The Hog was not able to actually do anything, especially when the Hog was out third point.
The Hog was moving forward.
The Hog was touching spawn doors, at least not pulling a bumper and running it all the way down, but still getting really taken out. Really, not by dying, but by not existing in most of the fights.
And so it'll be just before the point for SJSU. That's all they need to close this one out 3-0 with their last game of the season.
Yes. This is the last game of the regular season. I do believe we have tournament season coming up after this, but regular season wise, that'll be it. Now I'm excited. I hope we stick to Mizuki. I really hope so, because I want to see Mizuki played. I know Mizuki is not the greatest character. Oh, we're getting sneaky. Oh, we're getting sneaky. We got, wait, is this actually Bumper? Is Bumper going to engage the feed drop to warp speed here?
All 5 stacked up here. This could go really poorly if it's not executed right. SJSU, they're sticking with the Mizuki, who does fall low. AC gets the first pick, actually. Apollo getting one as well. Cats trading on to Nova. That's a tank gone. That shield is running low.
Yeah, but the shield is running low, and more importantly, the heals are running low. Apollo grabs one onto Baptiste. That'll be another one onto the May. They do get a second touch here. I do believe the theory behind that was, even if we die, we do get to touch again and have a fight where we're not running back to the point, trying to get our last legs. But unfortunately for them, SJSU was just, they were ready. They were really ready for what was about to happen, and they managed to make a great situation out of that.
Gonna have to stop. It'll be stopped about halfway, maybe a little bit more to go. NG dash through the immortality field, keeping up Cats just for long enough to get out.
Yeah, that will be another corner rounded, which for SJSU is huge. It means that they get even more space to work with. SJSU's roster here going all the way in, going all deep. What is that? What is that charged all the way into the back line? And now Cats will try to take somebody out in a bit of a dangerous situation. Apollo does grab one onto Warrior, and now...
Oh, Nova's caught in that wall there. Does get a kill onto Zoom before Cats cleans it up. But as we say that, SJSU have made quick work of him. Warrior, the only one left here, and too far away to stop it.
Yeah, booped out way too far away to stop it. Pika Pepper and co managed to take that map and the game point at that point. Has Big gotten to play every game?
Yep.
Big might just be the GOAT.
Oh. Quick 3-0 for SJSU. They're going to be happy with that one. Very sweet finish to their regular season. And I believe a finish to our stream season.
Yes, I believe this will be one of the last streams we do, especially on a Tuesday. I know that the Valorant GC team has moved on to tournament play, and they are only really playing on weekends now. And I do know that I do believe that the next few games for this roster will also be played on the weekend. So I don't think we're actually going to have any more weekday streams, and I don't know about any more streams in general.
Yeah, I mean, nevertheless, check out all the socials on the bottom. We can keep you updated on how all of our teams are doing in their playoff runs.
We'll try to get Nova in another TikTok. We'll try to make him, I don't know, maybe we can make him dance in a maid dress or something. We'll see what we can do.
I doubt that. I wouldn't promise that. But thank you for tuning into the stream. It's been a great one. It's Not Hawk, joined by Whimsic. Thank you for tuning in.